don't think I have ever seen anybody manhandle an ambulance like Braun Strowman. I mean, sure, him and Roman Reigns had a very heated feud, but now that we know that Roman Reigns might be going to SmackDown, I never thought that Braun Strowman would have that strong of way of saying goodbye to Roman. Honestly, it was a bit creepy. But he got his point across. Well, guys, the official shakeup is, well, officially over. And honestly, it felt like more. It felt more like a SmackDown shakedown than an actual shake up for Raw. Like seriously, it felt like that SmackDown got gutted of all of their prime talent, and that's the one thing that really concerns me about it all. The fact that Mickey James and Alexa Bliss got called up, then they lost the IC belt, that's kind of messed up. Sure, the Miz went up there and the Miz and Maurice is up there. I'm fine with that now that John Cena's gone. There's really no reason for them to be on SmackDown anymore. But it looks like that when Roman Reigns got his butt handed to him, that they probably changed their mind about having him on Raw and decided to keep him on SmackDown instead. They're probably sending him to SmackDown. That's probably why he got beaten up. But the jacked up part about it is that Bray Wyatt is now going to be on Raw and he hasn't completely finished his feud with Randy Orton. They're supposed to have a House of Horrors match on Payback. But for some reason, he's on Raw now. So, I don't know the logic in that. But the jacked up part about it is that Bray Wyatt is now on Raw. I guess they're going to need another monster. I don't know. I mean, I guess because you just had Eric Rowan make his return. And he's supposed to be teamed up with Bray Wyatt. But now Bray Wyatt's on Raw with Braun Strowman, who wants nothing to do with him. I don't understand that at all. But we did have a few matches tonight, but the most cringe-worthy match that I have ever seen in my entire life was Charlotte versus Nia. I don't know what happened unless Nia slipped on someone's sweat. She landed on Charlotte's neck, nearly breaking it. Charlotte was struggling to get through that match because she had a very serious injury. She fought through it. She did her corkscrew moonsault and barely hit Nia. She pretty much kicked her in the face. It was really bad. It should have ended where it was because of Nia's mistake. I don't know whether or not Nia's going to get pushed after this. But honestly, it seems like that now Nia is the prime monster. Now that we have Emma that's going to be on Raw, and Dana Brooke is pretty much on her own. She's going to be feuding with Emma. At least Dana Brooke has somebody to feud with. But my biggest concern is that when it comes to prime talent on SmackDown, most of that talent is gone. The only person that actually is a huge draw, somewhat, is Becky Lynch. She's the only one left. Honestly, it doesn't look good. But in my humble opinion, Raw's going to give them some scraps. They're going to probably give them people that they don't want, and they're just going to shove to the side. But the positive thing about this is that we didn't lose AJ Styles. AJ Styles is still on SmackDown, which makes me happy. Which means we might see that feud between him and Shinsuke. And I want to see that happen. I want to see a match between Shinsuke and AJ Styles. It's going to be great. And more than likely, Charlotte is going to probably be on SmackDown. And I'm hoping that's the case because she can go up against Naomi. And I think this is what I talked to Mr. Griffin about this. And he honestly had a really great point. We haven't seen a match between Charlotte and Naomi, one of the two most athletic wrestlers on the entire roster. You have one that is extremely charismatic as a heel, and you have another one that is extremely athletic. We can see which is the better one. And that would have been an amazing match. And I'm hoping that's going to end up being on a pay-per-view soon. But other than that, I really have huge concerns about SmackDown. It just looks like SmackDown has been gutted of their prime talent. I'm curious to see who Raw is going to give them instead besides Charlotte. And I'm hoping they don't give them sub-tier, subpar people. More than likely, we're probably going to get maybe a few decent heels, but then a whole bunch of scrubs when it comes to baby faces. I'm hoping that's not the case. I'm hoping I'm wrong. But honestly, y'all, the overall night is this. I really didn't pay much attention to the matches, but as for the actual picks, it was heartbreaking. It was really heartbreaking to watch. I can't really give it much of a rating or anything, and I usually don't anyway. But honestly, this was all about the shakeup. This was all about who was coming, and I'm not gonna lie, they really did surprise me when it came to that. I didn't expect Dean Ambrose to be back on Raw, which means that more than likely Kevin Owens is probably gonna be going to SmackDown. But it's weird doing this because he's actually gonna have a feud on Payback between him and Chris Jericho. So, I mean, I don't know. It's weird to actually have a shakeup now when you have a pay per view that's at the end of this month. But I mean, other than that, I mean that's their choice, but it really was a surprising show. I'm not gonna lie about that. But the match that was the worst and the most cringeworthy definitely was Nia Jax versus Charlotte, and I wish it didn't happen that way. I don't know what's going on with Nia. Nia looked scared when she landed on Charlotte. Even the ref looked scared. She made a terrible mistake. I don't know what's gonna happen after that, and I'm hoping that Charlotte's all right. But anyway, guys, my overall thoughts is this is going to be pretty short. This was a pretty decent show for what it was because they really did shake things up. They really didn't give you the people you expected to leave, except you did expect a few, but they did shake things up by actually bringing a belt over, as well as bringing not one, but two primetime divas. Well, I mean, not divas, but women's wrestlers on SmackDown. You got Mickie James and Alexa Bliss. They got a lot of the prime cut coming out of SmackDown. So it makes you kind of interested to see exactly what's going to happen tomorrow night and who is going to be coming over from Raw. So other than that, guys, that is it for me. Let me know what your thoughts are about this Raw at the comments below. Because honestly, I think it's good for what it was. It did shake things up. It did surprise me. I don't have any beef with it. It just makes me sad how gutted SmackDown is. But it does make me interested to see what's going to happen tomorrow night. But other than that, guys, that's it for me. I will see y'all later. Peace out.